Right, so the last thing I filmed was when I got home after I'd been at my dad's office. I think I was there for ages. Let me think, what time did I get there? God, I was there about an hour and a half. So I came in, and I plugged his iPad into the charger. It only got up to about 6% before I left again, but it seems to, I don't know if this is all iPads, but this is like an iPad he's had for a few years that I got him for Father's Day a few years ago, but it just takes forever to charge. So I put a little bit of charge in it, and do you know what, I'm getting confused because I don't even know if I told you where my dad actually is. I mean, you're probably reading between the lines, but I'm not going to say where he is. Yeah. I can't even be on camera. I know I'm speaking a lot better, thankfully. Although, yeah, I'm just tired. So basically, I came back in the house, and do you know what? Yesterday, all I'd had to eat was I had a smoothie kind of thing. And then before I went out, I had one slice of toast with jam on, and I'd not really had much to drink. And then obviously when I was at my dad's office, I found some water, and I had probably maybe 300 millilitres of water, and I came home and I drank some more water. I refilled the bottle basically. Then I went out and I went to Aldi because I had to go to the shop because no one's here to go to the shop. And to be honest, I tried to not think about the fact that I was having to go to these places, because obviously, if you know, I've not been out the house since March, and I had to go out. I had no choice. I didn't want to go out. I mean, when I went out the first time yesterday and I went to this appointment, I was literally like, I think I withdrew within myself because I just remember like sitting in this waiting room, struggling to breathe. I had a face mask on, I was struggling to breathe. Even if I didn't have the face mask on, I think I would have just been struggling to breathe. I was like stressed out, didn't know what to do with myself. And then obviously I left there, went to my dad's office and found his phone and his glasses, and his office had been tidied, and it was it's never been tidy in the whole time that he's had the office. It's always been messy in one way or another. So and I have spoken to my dad, and I said to him, it looked like, do you know, like when people go off and take their own lives and they get everything ready, do you know, they've basically planned it out, so they put everything into order and leave things where they can be found so people who might need those things can find them. And that's how it looked to me. So when I walked in the office, and I know I was filming myself, I don't know how much or if I will put that footage up. I mean, I filmed it with the plan on putting it up, and I stopped filming because I needed to use my phone because I needed to make a phone call. But that's how it looked to me, and I was like, oh my god. What as if he had planned to take his own life. I mean, he's still alive, just for the record. I think you might have gathered that. But that's how it looked to me. The office was immaculate. Everything was set out and neat and tidy. My dad never keeps anything tidy. And it was like walking into the twilight zone. Like, I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing. And his phone with own glasses and stuff was like stacked up in a way that you would leave it if you'd planned to not be around and you wanted things to be found. And I felt totally freaked out. I don't know if I said that when I was filming, but I was just like, it just didn't feel right. It's a pity he didn't leave the house as tidy as he's left the office, but there you go. It seems he's tidy at the office and he is here. But basically that's how it looked to me, and I was like basically beside myself. And when I've spoken to him quite a few times since, and one of the times that I spoke to him, I went, it looked like you'd planned to not be around, and you'd basically set everything out so I would find it, because I've been looking for his phone for days, and then I presumed he had it on him, but because it never came on, because I know he doesn't have a charger, but I know he would have been able to get hold of one where he is, I was just like, I just didn't know where his phone was. It's not in the house. It wasn't in his car, because I thought, oh, it's in his car. When I get his car, it'll be in his car, and it wasn't. And then I was like, oh, well, I did look at night time, and it was dark, and I had to feel around. But where I was feeling, I would have felt it if it was there, because I've, everywhere where it could have been, I basically had a good look. So when I walked in the office and it was the first thing I saw on the desk with his glasses on top of his phone, I was so confused by it. I couldn't work out why they were there like that, because he rarely ever leaves his phone at the office. I mean, the last time he left his phone at the office was months ago, and he'd left it there on a Friday, and he went and picked it up on the Saturday morning. But obviously something has happened where I would need to speak to him, but obviously I can't speak. Well, I can. I know how to get hold of him. I've got his phone. He gave me the password, and I've had to text certain people, but he doesn't want other people knowing where he is. I mean, I don't blame him, because I wouldn't want other people knowing either. So one of the people that he doesn't want knowing where he is, it keeps ringing him. I'm related to this person, by the way, and he's like, why won't this person leave me alone? I'm like, well, you've created this problem yourself, because he keeps talking to this person and he does stuff for this person, and I'm like, well, they're never going to leave you alone if you keep doing what they want you to do. So I said, well, if they keep ringing, I'll just text back as you. What do you want me to say? And he basically wants me to tell them a bunch of lies, and I'm like, I don't want to lie, because I don't want to lie. And he's like, yeah, but you're pretending to be me. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal, pretending to be someone. So I said, I'm not going to reply if I keep putting his phone on aeroplane mode, to be honest. And I check it every now and then. And there's certain people, if they keep contacting him, he wants me to tell them where he is, but there's people where he wants me to avoid them. And I said, if like this person who's like keeps trying to get hold of him, who I'm related to, if they keep being unable to contact you, they're going to potentially contact me. And he just said to say, you're not entirely sure where I am. And I'm like, yeah, but that's a lie, because I know exactly where you are. I was actually about 10 foot away from my dad yesterday, and he didn't realise until I came home, and when I spoke to him on the phone, I told him. I said I can't answer. Like, I doubt they would ring me. I think they would text me and say, do you know where your dad is? And I was like, I said to my dad, I'm not going to say no. He said, well, make it sound like, well, he basically said answer it, but without answering the question. So basically, if they do text me, which I doubt they will, well, I think they would eventually. If they can't get hold of him, they will eventually. And I've decided that if they do contact me and say, like, why is your dad not answering his phone, I think I'm going to put something along the lines of, maybe he's avoiding you. That's what I thought. And then they might go, well, it's switched off, because it is. Well, it's on aeroplane mode, which makes it look like it is switched off. And if they go, well, it's going straight to answer phone, I'll just say, well, maybe he hasn't got a signal where he is. And they'll probably go, oh, well, we've been trying to get hold of him for days. And I'll be like, well, I don't know. Maybe he's got a problem with his phone. I don't know. So it's not lying. It's just saying maybe he has got a problem. I know he hasn't, but I'm under strict instructions for this person not to find out, and my dad knows I won't lie, but I'll just avoid the question, I guess. He's putting me in a really difficult position because he came up with a story that he wanted me to tell them, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable doing that because it's a lie. And he's like, yeah, but text us me. I went, no, because then I'm impersonating you, and I'm pretty sure it's illegal to impersonate someone. So I'll wait, and I think if they can't get hold of him by about Monday, I think that's when I will start getting maybe contact. I mean, the person that it is last contacted me in March, and before that I'd not had any contact with them for about a year. So I think I would be the last resort. They probably think he's died. That's what they'll probably eventually think, he's died. I mean, to be honest, I did decide a while ago, and I haven't told him this, that if he died I wouldn't tell them until after the funeral. I know that's really, really bad. But this person is so controlling. But then again, so's my dad. But this person controls my dad to some extent, even though he's nothing to do with this person. He used to have a relationship of some sort with this person, but he's nothing to do with this person. But this person still brings up and bosses him around. And I'm like, you need to stand up for yourself. Says me. And he won't do for some reason. But he said to me yesterday that he's going to start not doing, because this person gets him to do stuff which causes me and my dad to have arguments, because he's doing stuff that ultimately affects and hurts me in a way, because I don't want to get into it yet at this moment, but I might just stick up for yourself and stop letting this person like boss you around, because they do. So like I said yesterday in one of the videos, if I do put it up, I said, oh, I'm probably going to find out all sorts of stuff at the office. And I did. I found stuff out because I was on his phone, because he gave me the password. And I went onto messages because people had texted him. And I went on whilst I was speaking to him on the phone. I was like reading out messages, like people like trying to find out things. Because it's his work phone as well, and that's why I needed to get hold of it, because if anything urgent needed to be done regarding his work, I needed to sort it, basically, if that makes sense. So there were a couple of work things, and I did contact them, but I didn't have the password to his phone. I used to have his password to his phone, but he changed it, because do you know what I did? The person that I was just talking about, who I said like controls him and like gets him to do stuff, I blocked them on his phone because I got sick of them phoning all the time, and I blocked them on his phone, and they kept trying to ring him, but if someone's blocked, the phone doesn't ring. And then they kept sending in these angry texts every now and then, like, I don't understand why you're not answering your phone to me. We go back years, and like loads of crap, and I'm just like, I'm sick. And then eventually it worked out that I had blocked this person on his phone, and I found it hilarious. I don't think he told them that I'd blocked them. I found it honestly, it was hilarious when I did it. I'm amused by it now. But yeah, he changed his password because I did that. But this person shouldn't be ringing them all the time. I'll tell you who it is, it's my mum. She don't ring up about me. She don't want to know anything about me. She left when I was 12, and she didn't have anything to do with me before then. She just made my life a living hell when she lived at home. She don't ring up about me. She just rings up and bosses them around, basically. And they've not been together since I was 12. And she's been married to someone else for many years, so, you know, she needs to leave him alone. So yeah, I got sick of her ringing all the time and being bossy, because he was like, I don't know why your mother phoned me. And I'm like, well, you're answering it. It's like, well, she kept ringing me. I'm like, well, if you don't want to speak to her, don't speak to her. He's like, no, because then she'll just keep ringing. I'm like, well, tell her to go away, and he won't. He won't stand up for himself, which is ironic, because I don't. I stand up for myself more than I used to, but he needs to just grow some balls and say, look, we've been divorced all these years. You've got a husband. go and mirror him. So yeah, I blocked my mum. Did block her on my phone. She won't contact me. She contacted me in March because I sent her flowers on Mother's Day. Didn't want to, but if I didn't, because like she has nothing to do with me, right? But if I didn't send her flowers or anything, it'd be like World War Three. Like she would just kick off. Even though my brothers don't bother to get her anything, that's fine. Me, the person that she doesn't have anything to do with because she's evil, she'd just be on the phone like, I can't believe she's done that, blah blah blah. So I sent her file. She texted me and I didn't reply. The end. Didn't reply to her at Christmas either. There's a theme going in here. I didn't reply to her on her birthday. But, you know, that's my choice at the end of the day. She's had nothing to do with me since I was 12. I tried to have a relationship with her. She just continuously rejected me as a daughter. So, you know, eventually you have a decision to make. You either let that person continuously upset you and continuously reject you, or you take them out of your life, or you stop trying. And that's all I did. I stopped trying. I tried for many years, but even as a child before she left, we didn't really have a relationship because for some reason she doesn't seem to have one single maternal feeling towards me. Anyway, I went to Aldi. I felt more comfortable going there than anywhere else, which is weird because I used to love going to Tesco and Asda. Well, I wasn't too bothered about Asda, but you get some stuff in Asda that you can't get in Tesco, and in Tesco you get stuff you can't get in Asda, so that's why I went to loads of different shops. But I just thought I'll go to Aldi, and then I sat in the car for a couple of minutes just seeing how it worked. And they've got like a light system outside, so if it's green you can go in, but if it's red you can't. And yeah, I forgot quite a bit of stuff because there were people congregating and blocking things, and I thought I can't be bothered. And I also thought I'm not going to walk around in circles just to go back again, but there was important things that I forgot. So I can't have breakfast because I haven't got any milk for cereal. They didn't have any like fresh almond or soy milk, but I know Aldi does it. I don't know if that Aldi's done it, but I know other Aldis do it, but they just had normal milk, so I don't know. There were massive gaps on the shelf. I didn't read what milks were there, but I'm hoping it was almond and soy milk because that would be handy. There was bits of salad that I missed. I missed bananas, which I put in my smoothies, but I can't make my smoothies without my plant-based milks. And I don't like long life milk, by the way. That's why I didn't get long life versions. I don't like the long life almond or soy milk. It's horrible. So I can't basically have breakfast. Didn't get any kind of bread. I have some bread from last week, which I think is still usable. So if I want a slice of toast, I can have a slice of toast. But basically, I just had my lunch at about 12:10 because I just didn't have anything for breakfast. I have a little bit of yogurt. I had some last night. I've still got some Faya Total 0% Greek yogurt, and I had some with honey, but I weren't even hungry and I was forcing myself to eat because yesterday all I had up until I got home from Aldi, I'd had the smoothie, slice of toast, and maybe 600ml of water all day. So I came home and I had a vegan burger with a very small salad with some olives, which I don't like, but I'm trying to get into having olives, and that's a bit random. And then I had some chocolate and a bit of crisps, and then I had some yogurt even though I weren't hungry. I had 1.5 cans of Diet Coke, and that was my liquid intake yesterday, which was really bad. Probably about 1,1300 mils, and I'd been out and about, I'd been all over the place. I almost collapsed where I went to where my dad was, because I had to walk through a massive building, and my chest got tighter and tighter and tighter. I thought I was going to collapse, I honestly did. When I got outside, I've never been so relieved to feel fresh air. It's cooler outside than it's been all week, but it's still a little bit too humid. Barely slept again. Oh yeah, yesterday I had pains down my front of my shins into the ankle part, the bit at the front. that goes into the foot, and they're still very sore today. And I don't know if it's because of lack of water, because sometimes I do get like leg pain like this, like really tired pain, if I don't drink enough. Or it could be because, I mean, I didn't do more steps than I normally do anyway, but it might have been because my heart was under a lot of pressure yesterday. Like I said, I had chest pain. I could feel my heart pounding a lot of the day. I'm gonna go. I'll be back.